But you guys think I'm real fucking clever, don't you? By you guys, I mean the bot and Brant. Oh, because Restream bot unfortunately counts as a viewer, interestingly. That's why I always have at least one viewer. That's why I get really sad whenever it says I have 0 viewers, because it means the bot was like, yeah, this shit sucks. I'm out. I'm bailing. Can't do it no more. But no, West African, predominantly French speaking country, right? Um, they have a lot of like traditional African religions, but they have been heavily influenced by Islamic Christianity. They have a flourishing community, a rich cultural history. Like I said, their capital has like 4.2 million people. Fugma. God, I can't even say that out loud. Yeah, but their capital, Fugma. Yeah, that's actually where you can find a lot of those like those old rituals, like the Bofa ritual involving the legumes and the nuts and stuff. Which I mean, to be fair, is well, it's unrealistic. Like it's not going to be successful. It's not going to realistically help anybody. If we were as you know terribly afflicted by ligma as they were, we probably would construct some ritual to deal with it. You know, it makes sense. Um, yeah, I don't know what to say because sometimes when it says I only have one viewer and I go to review who's or one viewer, and when I go to look to see who the viewer is, it just says Restream bot. Or it might be Stream Elements I'm thinking of, but I don't really. I mean, I kind of use Stream Elements. I use them for notifications. That's literally it. Um, but yeah, for those curious, the Soogawndeese Republic, like probably my favorite Wikipedia article on the internet. For those of you that are unaware, should definitely go read this. Dude, it is one of the funniest fucking wikis that you will ever read. That I totally copied this, by the way, because I didn't want to do the accents on the e's. The Soogawndeese Republic, the République Soogawndeese, Arabic, blah, known alternatively by its short-term name, Soogandia, is a landlocked country located in West Africa. The country's border on the north reaches deep into the middle of the Sahara Desert, while the country's southern part, where the majority of the inhabitants live, features the Niger and Senegal rivers. The country's economy centers around agriculture and mining. Some of the country's most predominant natural resources include gold, being the third largest producer of gold on the African continent, but most famously, the Soogawndeese nuts. The area was originally inhabited by the Soogawndeese tribe, a small civilization that flourished in the 3rd century BC, which lived in the Niger River basin. The tribes were famous for a ritual known as Bofa, where they created a circle of various legumes and nuts around someone, as it's believed to cure one's affliction with ligma, a deadly disease endemic to the region. The Soogawndeese Republic is also home to over 50 ethnic and linguistic groups. The Soogawndeese national languages are French, Arabic, and English. The country predominantly allows the Sufist branch of Islam, while Christianity and traditional African religions follow suit. In 2018, the nation was hit hardest during the Ligma outbreak that swept Central and West Africa. The outbreak decimated the population and killed 69 million people. However, the population soon returned due to an influx of breeding in the region. Soon afterward, the nation became subject of crude jokes on the internet based on the fact that Soogawndeese sounds similar to Soogawndeese. The Soogawndeese flag consists of a green, yellow, red tricolor. In the center, there is a black stick figure with arms raised, a so-called Soogaman, which is an important cultural symbol to the Soogawndeese. There's no way that there's even remotely anything fucking true about this. Like, if you didn't add the Bofa and the Ligma, you could probably convince someone that this was a real civilization. Yeah, that's accurate. Um, yeah, this is like there's like this connotation that it's ridiculous that we should have these interchanges. Get a bigger country. Call me when you have a country my size. You'll be like, oh, shit, yeah. 14.5 million people use this interchange every weekend. Fuck. Why didn't I think of that? Especially when you're talking places like Texas. There are like certain hubs throughout the country. Atlanta is a really big one. Dallas and Houston are really big ones. Right? Yeah, I mean, you could count all of Europe, I guess. But the thing that you like really have to understand is while Europe is sprawling, the countries themselves aren't. And I'm not like dissing you over having a small country. The point that I am trying to get at is that, like, when I went to go visit my dad, right, before he passed away, 800 miles, well over 1,000 kilometers, I rented a car to do it. I didn't take a plane. I sure as fuck wasn't being like green friendly, riding my bicycle or taking public transport. I drove a car. There is a reason why we have so many cars and highways in the US. Because we're just sprawling. Incredibly, incredibly sprawling. You know, it was, when I was a kid, going between my mother and father, made 1,000-kilometer trips. I'm not kidding. 1,000-kilometer trips at least twice a year to go visit dad. So you're talking like, how many people you know in Europe are traveling 1,000 kilometers twice a year by car? You know? So no hate or anything, but when I lived in Dallas, I never took a car. It was always train, bus, foot. Makes perfect sense. Everything is there. Right? But because of how sprawling the nation is, if I wanted to go to California like 4,000 fucking kilometers away, right? There's not many choices. You can fly, sure. But unfortunately, flights in America have gotten to be a huge pain in the ass. You now have to have a real ID to take interstate flights. So I should have invested in rental cars. I didn't even think of that. Rental cars are going to go way, 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 way up. Their demand is going to be huge. I bet you even Greyhound benefits, because you don't need real ID for that either. Greyhound being an interstate bus system in the US. Now, I will make the argument that there is one thing like Europeans always get onto is like, why does everybody have to have a car? The big truck thing I do agree with, but that is because we're hyper-regulated in the US. Like there is an emissions to car size, right? And so manufacturers figured out if we just make the truck really fucking big, then we can make it whatever emissions we want, right? We cannot have even a remotely high emission compact truck because for some stupid reason, they've tied the amount of emissions to the size of the vehicle. I have no idea why the fuck they decided to do that, but that's why Americans have gigantic trucks. And I wish we would undo that. I wish we would relax on emission standards on trucks. I do. I don't think that we need to go like crazy with it. Like maybe let's not pour a gallon of oil into the highway every year, but you know what I mean? Just chill out a little bit. Bring back key cars that aren't garbage Mini Coopers. Like actual Japanese style key cars would be amazing, especially if you lived in a city. But the one big argument that Europe has for the United States, and I do not understand why we as Americans don't do this. Why the fuck are we not doing this? We have one of the most famous railroad systems in the world. It's been forgotten. You might not know that. But like the Northern Pacific and Central Pacific railroads were a huge thing in like the tying together of our nation. Sprawling. You're talking like tens of thousands of railroad miles of railroad track, right? I have never lived, I swear, in my entire life, as long as I have lived in the US, I have never lived more than maybe 10 miles from train tracks. Ever. The furthest I have lived from them was probably when I was in the desert and those train tracks weren't even fucking used anymore. right? But even there, they had this like little tour thing where you could take the old trains and like go through the desert. Right, but how are we going to make the argument in the United States that we should subsidize solar and wind, that we should lay 47,000 miles of new transmission grid to accommodate EVs, right, electric vehicles, and server farms meant to cater to us using AI? Like, how are we supposed to justify that when, right, we could remove a huge burden from our electric grid by simply adding transport trains, like, oh fuck, what do they call passenger cars, just putting passenger cars on the railroad tracks we have, right? And I get that for rural towns like me, it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense, right, to have like a train system in town. But generally, about every town I've ever been, it either runs like north to south or east to west. You put one stop on the west side, one stop on the east side, or one stop on the north and one stop on the south. So it stops twice in each like urban hub, right? So if I live in the south part of town where I used to live, I could just hop on the train for 5 minutes and be at the north end of town and hop off. And then later that day, repeat that process. Just two stops in the whole town, right? If it's a really small town, maybe one stop. If it is minuscule, maybe just put it at the next reasonably large town, right? And then you just tie that together with the trams that we do have in major cities, because New York has them, LA has them, Chicago has them, Dallas had them, Houston has them, Atlanta has them, right? You could very easily just tie it into the existing system. And now I like, if I wanted to go to Dallas, instead of renting a car and driving 1,000 kilometers, I could pay, $100 maybe to jump on the train, 150 at most. But that would still actually be less than renting the car, and it would be cheaper than taking a plane. I do not understand. Because we are using those railways. They are used religiously in the US. They're just shipping materials, right? I really think that there is a good argument to be made that we just add passenger cars to the trains that already exist. They're not purely passenger trains, right? Maybe we don't put them with the toxic waste, but the train that's packing a bunch of turkeys for Christmas is going to be fucking fine. Throw a couple passenger cars on that. Why not? I don't understand. I actually don't get it. Because we're already upkeeping. We're already upkeeping our railroads for all the goods that we dispense across the US. Just include people. Reddit, this is definitely a valid academic resource. There are not many of them. They're expensive and they take forever. Also, if you do take a train, the destination will probably require a car, so you'll have to rent a car, further adding to... You would have to fucking rent the car anyway. Yes, but that's because we are, to a certain extent, pushing cars on people. It will not let me upvote this guy. Oh, it's deleted. Dude, I fucking hate Reddit. I hate Reddit. Dude makes a salient argument. This is inductive reasoning. We have an example of this in China. We have an example of it in China. -1, bro, deleted. I fucking salute you, dude. Fucking Reddit is so intolerable. It is so intolerable. It is such garbage now. Like, unless I'm looking up how to fix my fucking hyperland config, useless. Yeah, I could see that. And I'm not saying that it would be perfect at all. But I think, like, in the United States, we're pushing to move to purely electric vehicles, right? If we're going to push to move to purely electric vehicles, let's start implementing trains. Add passenger cars to the trains that we already have. Yeah, so train travel being competitive, right, is what we have to do. Yeah, but see, this is circular reasoning. This is circular reasoning. Do you see how the statement traveling by train in much of the country simply isn't competitive in terms of time with airplanes? This is competitive reasoning, right? This is circular reasoning, and here is why. It's not competitive with airplanes because we don't do it, and we don't do it because it's not competitive. That is circular reasoning. That this guy is still, like, of the people here, making the most accurate argument. But that is circular reasoning, right? You have to understand that solar and wind were incredibly, 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 incredibly fucking expensive when we started first implementing it, right? Solar and wind, incredibly expensive. But as we did it more, the cost went down, right? Same thing. Same thing. We start introducing passenger cars, right, to the already existing train system. There's also like this idea, right? This guy makes the argument like, oh, we're really like sparsely populated, right? We're really sparsely populated, so it doesn't really make sense. And that's true in a lot of cases. I probably wouldn't take a train to London an hour away. I probably would just take my car. But now imagine my sister's doctor appointments. Okay? It's an hour and a half to 2 hours north and south from where I am. I have to drive that with two people in the car every time. Now imagine that we have a train that travels through my town to there. It takes 2 hours. And it has starts and stops in the morning and the afternoon. You think I wouldn't take that? If it were reasonably priced, yes. Because it costs me between $40 and $60 of gas to do that. Every time. If you said, hey, we can get you a round trip ticket up to your doctor appointment and back, right, for $50, I would do it. I don't know how many kilometers it is there. You're talking an average of 80 miles an hour, though. More like 70 miles an hour. So like if I were to do the calculation, 70 miles an hour times 2 hours, I don't even need to do that in a calculator, about 140 miles there and then 140 miles back, roughly. It's actually probably less than that. It's probably closer to 100. But you're talking like a lot of back roads, and I have to travel in the wrong direction for about a half hour, and then perpendicular to it for about an hour, and then finally an hour in that direction. Yeah, dude, I would do that in a heartbeat. Are you fucking kidding me? If I could get a round trip train ticket for $40, holy shit, that I would do that. Because my mom usually gives me $40 on top of helping me pay for gas and stuff, which usually costs another $40 to $60, right? So if we're already paying $100, if I can get all of us on a train round trip ticket, well, that's another thing too. It would mean that I wouldn't necessarily need to accompany them either, because they need me basically as a driver, right? They don't even need me. $40 a piece round trip ticket is about what they're spending anyway. So it would actually be competitive. Right. Yes. Yeah. See, Brant gets the issue. So like, you're right. There is no mass transit effort. Right. And here's the thing. I do think that we are entering an era in the United States when it is actually feasible. And here's why. If you look at the cost of vehicles in the United States, they have gone up compared to the median income considerably. It is now roughly twice, or at the very least, like 1.3 times the median annual income is how much you pay for a vehicle. Most people I know that live where I live, when they purchase a new vehicle, they spend between $40,000 and $60,000 on a new vehicle. The median income in the United States is $39,000. The median income where I live is not that. It's more like $29,000. About 30, I would say, is probably the median income where I live, about 30,000. So even if you're getting, right, a cheap new vehicle at 40K, you're talking 30% more than you make in a year. I have used trains in every major city I have lived in. I've done it in San Diego. I've done it in Dallas. I took one in Houston one time. Um, I think I know I took one somewhere else, but I was so young I don't remember where it was. But Dallas, I used it all the time, like every day. And I loved it. It was so convenient. And it was super cheap too. Especially as student. As a student, you would get like a special ticket cost. Of course, I also rode the trains illegally without paying a bunch of times, to be fair. Um, but I do think, just one example, I once took a train from DC to New Orleans. It takes a full 24 hours to make the trip. Even with high-speed train, it would still take far longer than an airline flight. The distances are just that great. DC to New Orleans, really? It took him 24 hours? See, I could have taken a Greyhound bus and gotten there quicker. See, the thing that I worry about is that the train experience is an experience that people want because they picture, like, I don't know, the fucking Trans-Siberian Express or something. And like, no. No, you won't get killed. You'll get robbed. Greyhound is almost definitely not going to get you killed. It almost definitely is going to get you robbed. I've been robbed on Greyhound before. To be fair, I've had things stolen from me. I wasn't like mugged. Yeah, I've already told the story. Yeah, I rode Greyhound a lot as a kid. So I 100% have been robbed. That's pretty short, though. I took a trip from Dallas to London, Kentucky when I was about 15 years old. And I had $40 in my backpack. And I bought a like a master lock, combination lock. And the way the zippers work, they connected. So I locked the two zippers together. Like twisted too, so that you couldn't even open the zipper. And then I put the backpack underneath my seat. And at some point, someone got into my backpack, stole the $40 out of it, and put the fucking lock back. So I didn't find out until I got to London. And it might have been the other way because I vaguely remember needing to take a bus, like a city bus, and not having the money to do it. So it might have been from London to Dallas at the time. This would have been 21 years ago. But I've definitely had stuff stolen. And there are definitely stops you do not want to be at. Yeah, they are very, very stupid. Yeah. And also, cities at night can be dangerous, especially around Greyhound bus stations. The rural areas are fine. The urban areas are a problem. And here's why. If you're looking for easy money, you want people that don't know the area, right? You want people that will likely not remember you because they have to get back on the bus and leave. You are basically given a window and an opportunity to steal from people. And there's not a whole lot they can do about it if they want to get where they're going. So you could very easily sneak into a bus station, steal shit out of people's backpacks, shit out of lockers, straight up mug somebody in the middle of the fucking night, and then bail. And this person's not staying, right? Like, unless they want to go spend the night in jail to give a description on the guy that stole their wallet, they're kind of fucked. But Memphis was a sketch fucking place to ride the bus. Don't be careful around the Memphis station at night. If you're at the Memphis Greyhound bus station at night, super sketchy. No, it depends because oftentimes you will have to get off one bus, right? They'll unload your stuff and then you'll have to get on a different bus because the country is so big. You have like some routes that run north to south and others that run east to west. And so there are like these hubs in the US. Memphis is definitely one of them because you generally travel north from Memphis, but you generally travel west as well. So you would have like a trade-off. And they'll get into your bag, or you'll like try to go down the street to get yourself like a sandwich or something, and you'll have your backpack, you'll straight get mugged. The sketchiest station I ever was in was Memphis at 2 a.m. I am not kidding. Fuck that station. I didn't get robbed, but I knew that it was sketchy because I had lived in cities before. I'm like, nope, I'm not going anywhere. I don't care if I am hungry. I don't care if I am stuck here for 6 hours. I'm staying in this fucking lobby. I'm not going anywhere. I will sit right here and wait 6 hours before I go. The Dallas terminal was not bad at all, but it's on Elm Street, I think, if I remember right, in Dallas. And it is kind of getting into Deep Ellum, right? So you don't want to go into Deep Ellum because that is kind of a sketch neighborhood, but it's sort of like the demarcation between downtown Dallas proper and Deep Ellum. And Deep Ellum's fine during the day. There's a lot of cool businesses and stuff. A lot of the hipsters live there, but it also could be really sketch. I got conned out of some money there one time. I'll tell you that story some other time. But yeah, the Dallas terminal also is so big. Like, it's so popular. There are so many people. I never really felt in danger in downtown Dallas in the middle of the night ever. Because it's such a big city, it's so well lit. As long as you're on a main street, unless you're really fucking around and wandering dark alleys in the middle of the night, you're fine. You're perfectly fine. Also, they have like the tunnels system, which if you don't live there, you don't know that, but you can take the tunnels system to get places on foot. They have an underground tunnels and an above ground tunnels, and they're very safe, or they were when I was there. So yeah, they are a bit haphazard with your bags. I think Brant is right. I've never had anything stolen out of the compartments. But I wouldn't be super trustworthy of that either. You should keep money on your person, period. If you have money or a card, it should stay on your person. And it honestly probably should not be in your wallet. You should probably have your wallet as a thing in your back pocket and your money hidden somewhere else. I'm serious. Well, again, it's kind of true in the US too. So, like, if you have a stop in, I don't know, Elizabethtown, Kentucky, you're fine. You're legitimately fine. The stop in London is fine. There's like a fucking Dino's Italian restaurant and a Burger King. You're fine. You actually have to worry more about the other bus passengers than it's the big metropolitan hubs at nighttime, and they're all of varying sketchiness. Cincinnati is kind of a sketch city. Not trying to be a dick to Cincinnati, but the bus terminal was fine. It seemed fine, right? Memphis, a very beautiful city, super sketch at night. Dallas, very big city, very dangerous places in Dallas if you don't know where you're going. Bus terminal seemed fine. Interestingly, of the big cities I've gone through, Dallas's bus terminal seemed to be the least sketch because it was fucking huge. Which also, it's another one of those hub cities like Memphis is. So there are like people going south to like Mexico, going east to like Florida, going northeast up to New England, you know, because it's like right in the middle of the country. What's up, Jack? It's just interesting how that all plays out. It's okay. It started snowing like a motherfucker. I wonder if I got the video. You know, I as a teenager took tons of public transport in downtown Dallas in the middle of the night, was never robbed, was never mugged. I did get conned out of money one time. But man, I'm sorry about your back. That sucks. But other than getting conned that one time, where's the videos? Hey now, motherfucker. I definitely. What? Boys. I 100% recorded some videos of how fucking snowy it became. It went from like fine, it was fine. Hang on. You guys probably can't hear that, but I can. Hang on. Oh, it stopped. Okay, good. Somebody has crashed a car somewhere. I thought it was the cat. Yeah. You're gonna get a new table, but it's gonna be hard on your back. Ooh, what's this? What's this itch.io? On this day, we rise above Funko Pop. The site is back up if you haven't noticed. What happened? What happened to Funko Pop? What happened? Did Funko Pop try to sue Itch or something? What the hell? Well, that's cool. Yeah, hang on. Car-centric urban development is shite. The dad going to get milk, me, and probably spawned because most dads died of old age before making it back from the store. Love the suburban hell. No, the dad going out thing is an intrinsically 70s, 60s, 70s thing. I don't know what happened to dads, but dads went from like really nice or from like really strict people to fairly nice people very quickly. I don't know what happened. I think a whole generation of people just had shit dads. My dad had kind of a shit dad. Not trying to diss on you, Grandpa, but you were a very, very strict military man. And my dad was a rebellious hippie teenager, and you had him so fucked up that he literally ran away to San Francisco as a teenager, you know? And then my dad was the sweetest human being. He could be critical too, but he was genuinely a caring person. I kid you not, itch.io has been taken down by the original Funko because they use some trash AI-powered brand protection software called Brand Shield ITD that created some bogus phishing report to our registrar at I Want My Name, who ignored our response and just disabled the domain. Fuck off, Funko Pop. I'm glad they're back up, though. That's insane, man. Like, that really hurts. Oh, that's just a link to Discord. That really hurts small developers. My dad was really strict and hard on us, but I don't know when, but he just randomly became that dude. Okay, so here's the thing. If you're really, really soft on your kids, you're doing them a disservice. But if you are always strict, you're also doing them a disservice. You should hear Bill Burr talk about fathers in the 70s, and he is not wrong about this. They were so incredibly strict. Like, it would not be uncommon in the Rust Belt to be like hanging out with your friends at their house and their dad get onto you for something you said and just straight up fucking smack you. And you'd go home and be like, Daddy, Daddy, his daddy hit me. And he'd be like, what'd you fucking do? What'd you fucking do? Like, it was a thing. It was like, it wasn't the best. I don't know why. I don't know why it was like that, but there was like a whole generation of super, you know, Red from that 70s show. There is a reason why that became a stereotype. And then I think their kids became fathers and chilled out, right? My dad was very critical and very strict, but he was also a loving, kind person. And he taught me a lot of stuff about being a man without ever saying, okay, son, this is what a man does. That never happened. It would be something like, hey, do you want to run out with me? I'm going to go do some errands, and then I'm going to get some tacos from Jack in the Box. And I'd be like, I don't know, maybe. And I remember him getting on to me for that. He was like, there is no maybe. Are you going or are you not going? And I'm like, fuck yeah, I guess I am. Okay, let's go. You know? And I know that seems like a small, weird thing, but being indecisive and on the fence about shit means you never get anything done. And he was not wrong about that. He told me, I remember him talking to me about it in the car. He was like, you have to be careful. You need to learn how to say yes, and you need to learn how to say no. If you don't want to go, you just say no. You want to go, you say yes. And he talked about how there will be opportunities in your life that you'll be afraid to say yes, and you need to. And there will be things in your life where someone will ask you to do something you need to say no, but you're afraid to. And he was like, you can't go through life like that. You can't. And man, I am telling you right fucking now, the amount of times it saved my ass is insane. Yeah, I don't know. Right? And here's the thing, though. I'm really good about answering yes or no. If I say I don't know or maybe, it means I am actually on the fence about it. I really don't know. Like, you can kind of respect me when I say maybe, because I'm weighing it, man. I'm trying to figure it out. Most of the time, I'll be like yes or no. That's why, like, I agreed to help my friend with the paper tonight. Dude, I crack everything. Oh, will it pop? No. Nope. Oh, no, I've popped them all. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh, man. Oh. Any more? Oh, there's a couple. Elbow, maybe? Oh, yeah. This one? Oh, that one hurt. Shoulder? Oh, no, that won't do it. I don't know if you could hear the shoulder. Dreary landside, you blow. Fuck off. This isn't your show. You fucking loser. Let's go. What? Oh, dude. Yeah, it's permanent. Come on, chat. Not you, chat. The chat box in chat. I can't see chat. What? Oh, why am I logged out? What do you mean I'm logged out? Log in. Oh, you're gonna make me jump through hoops, aren't you, you motherfucker? I already know. Did you do it? Oh, hang on. It's because it logged me out. I need to do... You got it. Nice. I need to do a key request with Abdris and his thing. Key. Plate. Petty Ples. Can play Dems games? I could definitely. Oh, what? No, you didn't. You lie. Oh, is it on Steam? Is it through Steam? Shit. If it's through Steam, I definitely didn't look at Steam. Discord DM, dude, I saw the file, but not the... Oh, dude, I did not see this. Because I downloaded the Dropbox file or whatever. No. Discord is weird. Not trying to talk shit about Discord. But there are definitely times where you guys will be like, I need to talk to you urgently. Will you please message back? And then, I'm not kidding, like 16 hours later, my phone will go, ding. Hey, I need to talk to you urgently, please. And I'm like, okay, cool. I open it up and it's like 7 a.m. today. It's like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, no, Discord on the PC does it too. It's just better. It's just better. It's less likely to do it, but it has absolutely done it before. I don't know why. The phone is definitely worse, though. The phone is like reminding you a year later that someone messaged. But Discord on the PC also acts straight goofy sometimes. You know, I didn't even do that self-assessment for my English class. I just said, fuck it. I'm probably going to fail that class anyway. Who gives a shit? Not even kidding. I'm just like, nah, it's not worth it. Maybe I'll take some free time before the end of the semester to type up, hey, you're a fucking awful teacher. But otherwise, nah. I talked to my brother about it. Because my brother had the same problem, or a similar problem in college. He was accused of plagiarism back before, like, Wikipedia and stuff. Accused of plagiarism all the time. And they would try so hard. They would try so hard to figure out what did he plagiarize? Where did he get this? Because he didn't write this. And they were never able to find anything because he didn't. My brother is the writer of the family. Like, I'm good with language. I'm a good writer. I think I'm a good writer. Fucking professor has me questioning that. But my brother is, like, gifted at it. Do you know what I mean? He is legitimately gifted at writing. He probably honestly should have been a journalist. He really should have. He went to college for business and then hated it. He fucking hated it. He hated the other students. He's like, these money grubbing pieces of shit. So I love my brother for that. He told me that today. That's how he put it too. I'm like, I fucking love you, man. I love you. You're judging a class based on the people that are taking the class. But no, fucking brilliant writer. My brother is brilliant. One of the smartest human beings I've ever met in my life. And I don't just say that because I love him. He also, I swear to God, gets divine intervention. I am not a religious person. I have never met somebody, chat, who just has things happen that are good to them all the time. Sorry, Jack. What's going on? My Discord just tends to... Good that I'm getting ignored. Sorry, dude. There's just a lot going on, and I like to ramble. I don't have a lot of time today. In about an hour 15, I'm going to help my buddy with the paper. I'm going to mess around with project structure and playtest the new level in there. And then tomorrow will probably be Undertale, but it depends. I haven't talked to Slooty about this, and I hate to put him off again. But I do need to do my final for C#. If I fail it, it's probably fine. Like, honestly, it's probably... Like, even if I don't do it, it should be okay. It said that it was due Friday. I don't know if that's midnight Friday or 8 a.m. Friday. If it's 8 a.m. Friday, then I need to take tomorrow off to do it. If it is midnight Friday night, then I will just get on Discord, hang out with you guys. We'll do my final exam. We'll study and then do my final exam. And then we'll get back to Metro next week. And then there is no school next week, so I'm done. Another problem I have is I need to go to the college to sign up for classes. I don't know what the last day is that they're open. It's usually until about the 20th. So I could probably go next week and sign up for classes. But dude, I'm telling you, if I fail that fucking English class, I am probably not going back to college next semester. I'm taking the fucking semester off. Because I have never invested... Yes. Well, you can do it online, but it's not a good idea. It's not a good idea to do it online. So, like, to put it in perspective, right? I was put into the shitty English class because I did it remotely. Actually going in to talk to your advisor about like what courses you've done well in, what courses you've maybe struggled in, what courses you could consider that go toward your degree, or maybe extracurriculars that you can take to kind of chill. You know, like it's better to talk to an actual advisor. The fact that I didn't actually sit down with an advisor is why I ended up with that shitty English class. I also had a brand new advisor then. I also want to sit down with him and be like, dude, do not put anybody in this English course. Because everyone I know that has taken it has dropped it, except me. And it absolutely fucking ruined me. I put so many hours of effort into it for fucking nothing. It just wasn't worth. So unless you really hate a student, don't put them with this professor. I almost said dude's name. But yeah, you can do it remotely. I like to do it in person, but I'm also old. When I first went to college, you couldn't do it online, or you could do it on the phone in some cases. But that was like if you were unable to do it in person. In person was the default way when I first went to college. Everything being digitized and I hate it, by the way. Like, I would much rather have an in-person class in a lot of cases. It would be harder on my schedule, but I would perform well in the classes, or better. Yeah, it was nice when... Dude, yeah. Well, yeah, so I think that the problem with digital classes is it allows the professor to be lazy. Also, like, imagine I was in a classroom with a bunch of other students, and I was submitting papers, and I was submitting objectively better papers than some of the other students. I'm not going to say all because that's probably unlikely, but let's say I did, and then they are getting better grades than I am. That would immediately reveal that there is prejudice with the professor, which I think that there is. I also think that I'm not the best writer in the world, but I also think that I definitely think that prejudice is a portion of it, because my grades do not correlate with effort at all, and I'm not an idiot, right? Um, and I would know for a fact if that were the case, because I could actually talk to other students and be like, how are they treating, how are you being treated? How are your classes going? And it also forces the professor to socially interact with the students instead of ignoring emails and shit. Right. So one of my old CIT professors, Dr. Jocks, was one of the best teachers I've ever had in my life. Bro caught me smoking in class. I didn't even mean to. I pulled out my pocket, took a drag, blew a fucking blew a big thing, and he was like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Dude, I promise you, it was muscle memory. It was an accident. My bad." He's like, "Just don't do it again." I'm like, "Okay, I promise it will never happen." So I started leaving it in the car. Um, that was funny, but no, guy was brilliant and just so incredibly helpful. If you had a question, he was on top of it all the fucking time. Any question you had, he was there. Instead of like missed emails about, hey, your system is broken, it's caused me to fail this assignment or whatever, you know? And they don't ever message back. I gave up on emails, by the way. I haven't even checked mine in like 3 weeks, because why? They don't fucking answer anything I send them, so why? There's no point. So, all right, level select. Yeah, it's fog, right? Because we already did ledges. Did you update the other levels? I kind of like being on this side, because for some reason, a lot of places organize text on the opposite side. And this is actually the way my room is situated. So it feels like a mirror. Oh, yay, Bloom. Hang on. Uh, uh, there's like a high-pitched hello? What in the world? I think it was in my headphone. Not from your game. It's been bugging me for a while. It's like this high-pitched sound. It's like, am I getting an ear infection? But no, I think there was something vibrating in my headset. Audio. That's it. Um, yeah, where you're using blueprints, that's hard. Because you can't even really get a lot of AI assistance with it. These are getting pretty old now. These are pretty old headphones. I love them though. I have to hand it to Logitech. They make solid headphones. It is hard to tell the difference between these and the $150 studio monitoring headphones. These are objectively better, mostly because the frequency response is flat. And what I mean by that is, if you have a mix that's too high pitched, you'll know, right? These add a little bit of bass boost, which feels really good in video games, is not good for music production or messing with audio. But also the Shure is famous for having like a real heavy low end, and it is noticeable the closer you get to the mouthpiece. So if I get up here, all of a sudden it's not just louder, it's also much deeper. But back here it's not nearly as bad. Back here you have good levels, you don't have to worry so much about the bassiness. So like if ever you mix a mic like this, if you are going to be all the way up, you need to cut that low end off. You probably want a dynamic bass response, so a dynamic EQ. And what it does is it like checks to see if you're peaking on those low ends and then squashes it. instead of just getting rid of it altogether. You don't necessarily want to cut all those lows. You just want them to be pushed down in response to when they peak. I still have not played Dead Space, but we're in Metro right now. When I get through Metro, I might do Dead Space next because I have them. But I also want to do some nostalgia games. In my free time, I have been playing so many, so many, like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, Sega Genesis, Master System, PlayStation, PlayStation 2, and now PlayStation 3 games. And I am enjoying the shit out of them. So I want to, recompilations. Oh, that's because these headphones weren't connected. Sorry. Properties, Logitech. Dude, the audio stopped. Oh, the audio is also turned way down. Hang on. This is meant to be -5. My audio died. My audio died. What? What happened? You got a bug, brother. You got a bug. Yeah, I played Stray. There we go. We're good. I don't know what happened there. We'll check out Ledges for a little bit, just to see like if anything has changed. I like that in your videos, it's got the retro pixely, like it's very obviously like no anti-aliasing at all. But then in game, it still looks very clean. Like there is some there is some like pixelatedness. There's also like squashing of, or what we call banding in the industry. Do you guys know what banding is? So banding is where your color set, your palette, is squished down. If you ever look at like almost any GIF from back in the day, GIF, oh my god, graphics interchange format, you will see that because there are fewer colors, there's banding, like bands of color. I can't demonstrate because I can't show you the mouse, but if you look at the edges of the shadow, you can see a stagger from the darkest dark to the lightest light. So there's like real subtle banding depending on what direction you're looking at a light source, right? Then you look off to the edge of it and it's smooth. It's interesting. It's just interesting how that works. I don't know if you did any of that on purpose, but it makes it stand out as like unique. I don't know. Ooh, sensitive though. I don't know any game that's really the same way. The light following you is a little peculiar, and also that there are no objective light sources. Is that the bloom? One thing you might experiment with is altering your field of view when you run. So when the shift button is pressed, make the field of view bigger. And when it's released, reset it back to what it was previously. It looks like it kind of does, but you want it to be a statement, like an if statement that says if shift pressed and WAS or D is pressed. Specifically W. If W and shift are both pressed, field of view becomes blah, blah, blah. If both are released, or if either one is released, it goes back. It doesn't even need to be very big. So like, I don't know what your field of view is, but say this is 90. If you were to literally just bump it up to 100, just 100, the problem is you don't want it to like suddenly be. That's where you're going to run into issues. You need to find a way to linearly interpolate to go from 90 to 100. So if shift and W are pressed, for every 100 milliseconds, add one field of view, right? Something like that. It's one way to think about it. The way I would do it is I would say over 10 frames or 60 frames, let's say, over 60 frames, linearly interpolate from 90 to 100, 110, and then vice versa. It's kind of annoying to actually do in Godot. It breaks a lot. I have not been able to successfully do that yet, but that is a fault of my not being a good developer. I'll figure it out. Let's go to these mushrooms. But yeah, it would be a minor ad. Ooh. If you can get it to work. Oh, are there fewer ducks now? Same as before, okay. Isn't there another set of ducks even higher? Or am I tripping? I guess that's them, okay. I don't remember how to get through this, but I'll figure it out. Is the doorway where I came from? No, I don't think so. Yeah, no, it isn't. Good. Ledges. Nice. Ducks. I know there's a duck in one of these. Ducks out here. But yeah, the cool thing about a field of view change is you don't even have to speed up the player that much. I know that sounds weird, but I bet you if you increase the speed of your animation, right, the hands, and then you increase the field of view, the player will think that they're traveling faster than they were before, but you could have the same walk speed. They probably wouldn't even notice. Or they think, huh, I run a little slow, but it's cool, whatever. I have had games where the walk speed felt slow, where I would purposefully tick the field of view up just so that it felt like I was moving faster, even though I wasn't. Damn, I thought for sure there was a duck over here. I think there's one on the opposite side. I don't remember. Huh. I have really bad, like really bad contact dermatitis right now. Oh, so there aren't as many ducks. You lying sack of shit. Dude, there were so many ducks. So is there no secret ledge hop now? Because there was like a section around one of these where you had to like kind of corner jump onto a ledge in order to get it. I remember it being on like this side though, which is why I checked that side first. There also used to be one in one of these. There isn't now. Oop. Oh, I can jump. That's good. Yep, nope. Hey, man, if you want some, like, crazy ambient shit for one of your levels, I'll totally make something. Ambient's fun to make. It is fun as shit to make. Oh, actual ambient sound? That is harder. But yeah. I could probably help you do that if you wanted. Well, what you could do, just a thought, is if you have ambient sound in the level, then you can set triggers for when the music plays so that it coincides with reveals. So like the first time you come out here and okay, you come out here and you see this, right? You could have the music trigger here. And well, here's the thing. You can have it playing all the time, but dip the volume. And then just like big reveal volume comes up. The only ambience I would have here, like totally just spitballing. I just realized that that one's all broken. Is, you could maybe have like the sound of distant machinery. Very, very distant. Heavily like reverbed, right? But this area needs wind. It needs wind sound. It doesn't have to be a fucking hurricane, but it will give the impression that this place is so big it has its own weather. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do something stupid, chat. There's no way this will work. Hang on. Is the other side like this too? I can't tell. Hang on. Oh God. I was gonna say, oh God, my Oh! Oh, it didn't work. Shit. Where does it put me? It puts me back here. Come on, we can do this. Ah. Parkour! Oh, man. Are there invisible walls there? You son of a bitch. Oh! Damn it. I meant to run jump there. Will it put me forward a little bit? Yeah. Hang on. We'll try. Oh, no! Oh, there's no, shit. There's no, like, little ledge there either. Here. Oh! Oh, I hit pause. Uh-oh. Keep exploring. Damn it. I tried, chat. I'm gonna try from this angle. Hang on. That side? Yeah, that side. Oh. Yeah, it's a slope, isn't it? It's a slope. So it bounces you off because it's a big slope. But yeah, you can find a lot of Foley sounds online. You can definitely find a lot of Foley sounds online. I probably have like a folder of like rain and thunderstorms and like ocean waves, fire, like a fire burning, like a campfire. Trying to think what else. There's a whole. I have a whole bunch of them. Because I had this this kit called Cinematic Ambiences back in the day. Oh no, here it is. Yeah, this kit called Cinematic Ambiences from back in the day that I used for ambient music stuff. I mean, I still have it. I've kept it for years. What? Yeah, I'm a little on the fence about it just because I worry that I'm not good enough. But yeah, I could definitely make something you could just see if you like it or not. But what I was actually getting at there was, hey, if you need a giant folder of cinematic ambiences, I have a bunch. I have a lot. Oh shit, when did this get here? Has this always been here? I don't remember the duck being here. Oh, I still can't ride the duck, though. The thing I always like to do with ambient tracks, which you can't do for a game like this, is use like a movie scene. I know that sounds weird, but I did an ambient track once upon a time. God, it was like the best one I ever did. But it had the Blade Runner, the original Blade Runner Hoyt Kampf test from the beginning of the movie. And dude, it worked so well because it has its own like ambience. There are like people talking over the loudspeaker. There's like the whir of machinery, and there's this conversation between these two guys. I missed this from earlier. Between these two guys, and it just bleeds in perfectly with the ambient track. Like it bled in so perfectly. They worked so well together. I still have it somewhere. If I can find it, I'll share it. Can I run jump this? I feel like I've done this before. Oh, I know you can. I've done it before. No, we want to be right on the edge. Run, jump. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Hippity hoppity, I've got psychopathy. This place just hasn't been the same since the ducks came. I love that it rhymes, dude. Wait, I thought you had to go down from here. So is the only way to get here by hopping up? Huh. Cool, I did a thing. Okay, then we can go that way, but I want to see what else is down here. Don't fall. Okay. Because there's like another way up here. That goes up. Hippity hoppity, I've got psychopathy. It's going to be stuck in my head now. Okay, so this is another path. But isn't this related to the path beneath me? Right? Like, there's a way up here from down there? It's like a shortcut or something? You know the map better than I do, obviously. Yeah. Also, isn't there like a hidden duck back here somewhere? I swear there is. Back here? Oh, man. I remember there being one in one of these dark corners. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. I just don't want to miss anything. Hint? Ooh. It's the opposite way. It's just a dead end. Yeah, okay. I love the green mushrooms. It's such an infra reference. You said the stairs were meant to be at like a little haphazard, right? Like that was on purpose? Stairs are a nightmare anyway. I'm glad that Unreal makes stairs so simple because holy shit, stairs are obnoxious. Well, also, you're not really doing per step, right? You're not doing per step animations. Actually, it kind of does. It kind of just does it for you, doesn't it? Look at that. Yeah, it's the animation part that makes it annoying. Just having a ramp is fine. And honestly, for like, God, 99% of use cases, you don't need anything more than that. But I do understand why that would drive like some designers crazy, especially if you have like a third-person game. Okay, I got that one already. Yeah, where are you? There's like no. Is it above me? I think it's above me. Yep. Hang on. It's back this way. Fuck it, we're gonna try it. Hang on. Ha ha! Wait, is that just a shortcut? Fuck. Alright. Duck room engaged. Let's go! Dude, your chiptune is so solid. There's like a secret duck back. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Oh, the slow-mo is so much, though. I wish there was like a clever way to clip out, but it's probably not a trigger. Like you actually have to be in this room to have the gravity. Because if you could somehow cheese it and make it so that you had that like 50% gravity outside of that room, dude. I don't remember this. Oh shit. Oh, no. No, I'm all the way down here. Oh, no. Okay, we're going back around. Repasting? You mean like the drive? Damn it, how do I keep doing that? It's just the duck room, though. I always just assumed that being a dick, they would, like, solder that shit on. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, that's what I meant. You are describing the same thing I'm describing. Yeah, that's what I meant. I don't know about the graphics. Does it have like an integrated graphics chip that you're... But yeah, I'm assuming that you've pulled the CPU off. You've heated it. You've pulled it off, unless it's clipped on. Unclipped it. You know, repasting it. Man, I could not imagine doing that with the Mac. Mac is a nightmare. To be fair, they have like really good hardware. If Mac, like if Apple all of a sudden decided, you know what we're gonna do? Holy shit. Yeah. Good luck, man. Good luck. No, what I was gonna say is like if they open their hardware up to more stuff. Yeah, I get that, but it's everything. Like we're gonna hide all the schematics, so it's a gigantic pain in the ass to fucking repair. We're gonna overcharge you for repairing things and say that most things can't be repaired, so that you're forced to buy a new one, right? But then on the flip side, the what is it now? We're up to the M4 chip. Really solid CPU performance. Insane. You know, Qualcomm has a chip that's like next best, but it's not even close. But the reason why I will never go to Apple is because, oh, okay, I just can never repair this. I have to upgrade it, programmed obsolescence every fucking year. Nah, I'm good. I gotta move all my books and stuff to get my buddy to fit in here. Oh, I actually made it. Let's go. Yeah, if it's a cable, you can repair it. It depends on what kind of cable, like a ribbon cable, because you can patch that shit. You could watch a YouTube video and patch a lot of that stuff. I've done it before. I've also rewired cables in laptops, actually. This sounds weird. Chad, I have way more experience repairing laptops than I do putting together full PCs. That's why, like, when I was replacing my water cooling and stuff, I was asking you guys questions about it because I'd never really done it before. The last time I put a PC together was Windows 98. Okay? I was moving the little thing on the slots to overclock it. It was like a Pentium 3 or a Pentium 2 probably. Right? But now laptops? This guy. The only thing I haven't been able to do, but I've upgraded the hard drive, upgraded the RAM, and experimented with, but failed at, running an NVMe drive off of the Optane memory M2 slot. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It depends on how important it is to you. But yeah, if you can just resolder it, it depends on if you enjoy the job or not. Because I love tinkering with little shit. If you don't like it, like if you're like, oh fuck, that's too much trouble, don't worry about it. Just it's not important. Don't worry about it. But I like tinkering with shit like that. I wish I knew more. I wish I had like Louis Rossman style ability. I'm not that good at it as he is. I also don't have the tools. But like if I came into some money, I would, oh man. I even considered being like the repair guy for my town. When it comes, you motherfucker. Actually got me this time. You got me. Ha. I love how he just shows up out of nowhere. That genuinely scared the shit out of me. Because I am good at repairing small things. My, this phone, this guy, this cheap piece of shit, threw it in the toilet, fixed it. I tore that shit apart, and it's all, like, glued and epoxied and stuff. Ugh. It was not fun. But I got it taken care of. I separated everything out. Separated everything out so that it could, all the individual pieces could dry. Like, this is good ambience, dude. Interestingly, one of my coworkers had a son who was a dumbass. He's a fucking idiot. Greg, I think his name is. Greg, bro, I love you to death. I say this with love in my heart. You're a dumbass. You're a fucking idiot. Not totally, because that's actually the point I was about to get at. Insanely good at repairing fucking iPhones. It's ridiculous. Dude is really good at repairing iPhones. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that they have to hide all the schematics so that it's almost impossible to repair for yourself. Make it almost impossible for a market to thrive where you could purchase used parts, right? And then lie to consumers and say that products are unrepairable to force you to buy a newer version of the product. They don't need to do those things. It's scummy. My nitpick with Apple is that they're scummy, right? I don't mind that they have, I think their hardware is actually really interesting. Yeah, it's like, it has issues, but when it comes to slim stuff, they are very, very good. but they're also so scummy. If they weren't so scummy, I wouldn't mind, but they are scummy. That's why I won't buy their products, even though they have good products. Like, the M4 chip is legitimately like the most powerful CPU for energy on the market right now. Too scummy, man. Ooh. Who killed this duck? He got burned. He heckin' burned. He heckin' burned, chat. Yeah, he's new, yeah. I don't remember him being there, so I assumed he was new. Yeah, there is some work. Is it Avahi Linux, which is an ARM64 Arch-based Linux distro that is being worked on to run on the ARM chips that Mac uses as an alternative to running their OS. I don't think it's a great idea, honestly. Running Arch Linux on a Mac, ugh. I hope you got to read that. Dude, I'm tired of being sober. I made like a concerted effort to get away from everything. I'm not going to go into too much detail here. I thought, I don't know, that life wouldn't suck as bad. It still sucks, man. It still sucks. I could at least be fried and have it suck while fried. Sad story. Ah, I knew there was a ducky in here. I can't crouch, shit. I have to go around. So, you like alcohol, right, Alfred? Like, you like alcohol? Not trying to say you're an alcoholic. I'm just saying that you enjoy drinking occasionally, right? But alcohol objectively tastes like ass. So why do you like drinking? That's weird. What do you mean you like drinking? That's so strange. Why in the world? Sure. But alcohol objectively tastes like ass. So you either accept that it tastes like ass or you try to make it not taste like ass. But that's not the reason you drink it. You drink it because the sensation. And your brain does slowly begin to make the association, hey, this might taste a little bit like ass, but I feel good after. And this is actually important. See, the bitter part of your tongue literally is there to try and prevent you from ingesting poisons. So when you ingest something that is bitter, your brain instinctually tells you, this could be a poison, which is why babies cry if you give them something bitter, right? Well, here's the thing. You can teach your brain, hey, this thing is not actually poison. This thing is something I actually objectively enjoy. And it will work. Eventually your brain will become convinced. Oh yeah, this interesting. I ingest this thing that tastes like poison, but I feel great after. Weed is exactly the same. Now, personally, I think marijuana smells good. That is a personal thing. I actually really like the smell of it. I know that a lot of people don't like the smell of it. That's perfectly understandable. But even if you don't like the smell of it, the feeling that is associated with it is what tricks your brain. You're like, oh, damn. I feel fucking amazing. I feel like eating some Cheetos and watching a 90s horror film. Yeah, I don't smoke or anything anymore. I don't remember which way to go. But yeah, sadly, I know there's another ducky. I always miss a ducky. I do not at all. As long as I smoked tobacco, other than some pipe tobaccos, I never liked the smell of tobacco. There are some pipe tobaccos where they like make an effort to like have apple or whatever. I do think that apple tobacco smells kind of good. But outside of that, no. There's no good smelling tobacco. So I disagree with you a little bit on that one. Oh, I thought that was like a green skull for a second. Hmm. We're talking about the smell of marijuana. Honestly, I wouldn't enjoy that anyway because toward the end, it made me really, really anxious. And a part of that is because they made it so exorbitantly strong. Like, you have to understand, when I was a kid, it was like 3% THC. The spores will get to the lower levels eventually, taking care of those who didn't make it to the city. The ducks don't seem to care, and I wonder why. 3% THC. And now, in like some crazy cases, you can get marijuana that's like 30%, but I think the average retail percentage is like 15%. All chem, no nib. Yeah. And honestly, there are different like strains of THC, like different chemical compositions that behave differently. Some are psychoactive, some aren't. And I think that often what happens is they like breed it and engineer it for the psychoactive components, but the non-psychoactive components often behave as almost like a nerve pill would probably be the way to put it. The non-psychoactive components have the effect of making you feel relaxed and at ease. And when you pull that out and then you double down on the psychoactive components, well, you've taken the relaxation bit away. It's funny to me because Jamaicans don't like American marijuana. They don't like it. They're like, you're smoking chemicals, right? And I completely understand, because when I was young, I could smoke, 3 or 4 J's in a sitting by myself and finally get to like the perfect buzz. And then I would like drink a beer, watch a funny movie, eat some nachos, have a good afternoon. Couldn't do that anymore. The last time I smoked, which has been years, like, dude, just one bowl and I was unhappy. Like, I felt bad. Like, it objectively made me feel bad. No, ha ha ha, I'm relaxed. Oh, I want to eat some food. Like, why do I feel fucking miserable? So I stopped. It wasn't worth it anymore. Yeah, that's true. But, we're talking about like the United States, where moonshine was a huge thing. Bro, that's ethanol. That's corn liquor. Yeah, saunas aren't really a thing in the United States. And I also feel like I'm not telling you to go out and smoke, but if you have never smoked before in your life, and probably now you can't because of how potent everything is and the way that it's formulated. Um, but if you had grown up in the time that I grew up, I completely understand why they were pushing for it to be legalized. Because if it was still 3% today, like, the effects are so incredibly minor, way less extreme than alcohol. Like, not even comparable. It is actually kind of wild to me that alcohol was legal for so long, right? And is so much objectively worse than marijuana is, by far. I would still make that argument to a degree outside of like stronger strains and stuff. But yeah, you can't be like high and mighty and drink alcohol. I'm sorry, you can't. It's objectively worse. It's objectively worse than marijuana in terms of like side effects, the way that it can take your faculties away. Maybe more extreme cases, like if you're eating some crazy 100 milligram edible or something. Sure, we could make a you could make a good argument there, but yeah. Um, if you've never had like that period in your life, especially when it was weaker like that, where it was used to just like improve your diet, made sex better, funny movies were more hilarious. It was impossible to be angry on it. Like if you were and your friend had gotten into a big argument and you smoked, it was done. You not arguing anymore, right? The problem is it became like this weird culture, and like weed culture is kind of gross. It's kind of ugh. Sorry, but it is like I don't know what happened there, but it went from like hippies to some new thing that's just I don't fucking know, man. But yeah, it's not the same anymore. I think that that era in the world is mostly over unless you go overseas. If I were to go to Jamaica, I would probably smoke up again. I honestly would. I'd like hang out with some Jamaicans and smoke. Because I have a feeling that but that's worse. That's worse, right? You cannot be high and mighty about marijuana and consume alcohol. You can't, right? But I also get that it's like a cultural thing. Like a lot of the Finns ended up in places like Michigan and Wisconsin, which have the highest recorded levels of alcohol consumption in the United States. I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm just saying that Finland is kind of famous for its drinking, especially among students. Where like here in the US, smoking pot in colleges in the 90s and the 2000s was absolutely hardcore prevalent. Everybody smoked. Fucking everyone, dude. It's amazing more people didn't get in trouble. If you go to a dorm, if you go to a dormitory and you don't smell weed, something is wrong. Right, right. But I am just saying that like objectively, alcohol is worse. I would not condone alcohol over marijuana at all. The upper level is lost, the water is poisoned, and the mushrooms are spreading. If you've come this far, your only chance is the city. Pray it's still there. Now, personally, I do drink occasionally. I don't smoke anymore, but everything is moderation. Literally everything is hardcore moderation. Because if I drink a whole bunch, I get depressed. If I smoke a whole bunch, I get anxious. It's just not worth it. Having a beer is fine. 2 beers, maybe even 3, depends on like the alcohol content. Stronger alcoholic beverages, less. Weaker alcoholic beverages, more. I don't know what the alcoholic content of Guinness is. I feel like it's a little bit more than like a Bud Light, but I can have 2 or 3 in a sitting and be perfectly fine. You put me behind the wheel of a vehicle, I'm going to be perfectly fine. Not saying I'm going to drink and drive. I'm just saying, like, my faculties aren't lost. But, yeah. It's super prevalent in any student activity. Even our teacher told that your student loan should have 40% a good computer. And yeah. Now, the thing is moderation again. Like, if you're drinking in moderation, I totally get it. I completely understand. Fog. Gin is good for mixed drinks. Rum is my preferred strong alcoholic beverage. But I'm a simple person, right? Like, some people like Jack and Coke. I'm a rum and Coke kind of guy. I don't need it complicated. Whoa. Fucking Yog Sagoth here, bro. I think Yog Sagoth is mad that I took his offering. I don't like fruity drinks. I'm not one of those people that are like, you gotta stop being a pussy, man, and drink fruit. I'm not one of those guys. I don't like it because I understand how sugar is converted via yeast into alcohol and then into vinegar. And drinking sweet drinks is a recipe, at least for me, for a really, really bad hangover. And for like sneaky buzzes where I'm all of a sudden way more intoxicated than I had planned on being. I could see that. I could see that. Sam Adams makes just a solid beer, period. A little more on the bitter side. People who like bitter beers love IPAs, and that's a very hipster thing, or IPAs. I don't know why. For me personally, I like really, really dark beers. And actually, I would make the argument that dark beers tend to be sweeter. But when I say sweeter, I actually got in an argument online about this. Guys like, ew, you're drinking sweet, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, you've obviously never had a fucking dark beer in your life, or you would know what I mean. Guinness, yeah, Guinness is probably my favorite. Well, it's my favorite, like, beer that I can just go to a grocery store and get. My actual favorite dark beer is this stuff called Country Boys Milk Stout. Super, super good. Very hard to find. I have to go to a... there's a liquor store that keeps it on tap, and I get like a juggler full. Bring it home. Very strong, though. It's like 14 or 15%, maybe even 16% alcohol per volume. Like they do something to it. Because realistically, like a wine should only be up to like 14%, but I think they said it was like 16.1% alcohol per volume. So they've done something with it to make it a little fucky. But it just tastes so good, dude. It just tastes so fucking good. I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, you could not do Country Boy Milk Stout because that sweetness comes from the hops, I think. I can't remember which it is. Hops and barley are each respectively responsible for whether it is kind of bitter or it's kind of sweet, and I don't remember which is which. But yeah, IPAs are strong in one, and then stouts are strong in the other. So stouts, ironically, are darker, but they're sweeter. And then IPAs are lighter, but they're more bitter. Huh. Oh, that's very kind of you. Okay. How do I... Okay, I can walk this. How do I get to that? Can I just run and jump this? I probably can't, but we'll try it. Oh man, so close. Maybe there's like an angle from the opposite side. Man, it's kind of difficult to explain. Liminal describes an experience generally. Like if you were sure, you're right. Technically, a passage between two places, but colloquially, it is used to describe an experience that is almost spiritual, right? So take, for instance, you see a photograph of CRT TV with an N64, and it reminds you of your bedroom as a kid, right? That experience is a liminal experience, that feeling of nostalgia. But it is, that feeling of nostalgia comes from the fact that you have a metaphorical passage from your current frame of reference to what you're experiencing nostalgia about. Does that make sense? So, like, yes, technically a passage between two places, but we're describing something metaphorically as liminal, at least in the modern term. An argument can be made that all spiritual experiences are liminal experiences, and that people that are irreligious are capable of liminal experiences. That's something I had to have a conversation with my brother about. I was like, if you're worried that I don't have liminal experiences, I do. I do have liminal experiences. It happens all the time. Whether I, you know, smell my grandmother's cooking or whatever. Oh, God. Yeah, nostalgia is probably the most common. Yes, let's go. Okay, can I make it from here? Okay. Fuck, I wish the reset timer was a little quicker. Yeah, okay, and then just straight across. Yeah, man. Bro, you have to admit, me puzzling out how to do this. Ah. Is this how this is meant to happen, by the way? Oh, no, it puts me over here. Can I get this far? I can. Let's go. No! God damn it. The jump didn't trigger. Fuck. Oh, why is the jump not triggering there? You need coyote time here. No, 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 no. No, no. Ah, let's go. The wall opening way is way easier. There's a wall opening? Where? Like, you mean just jumping across? Or... Oh, that's the way to do it? Oh, there's a rebar way, though? Okay, there's a rebar way. Where you use, like, one of these pieces of rebar and jump from, like, this to the other? Oh, God. I just want to see if it's actually possible to do this. Oh, God, I don't know. I'm done. I'm done trying that. Anyway, let's move on. But yeah, I do think that liminal experiences are important, chat. Holy fuck. This is just flashbacks? Flashbacks to that Beksinski game. Fuck, what was it called? The one that Apteris gifted it to me. Even though I'd already played it before. Fuck, what was it called? I need to go back and replay it. But if you remember the giant monster that you kind of kill... Well, Scorn, yeah. You remember the giant monster you kind of sort of kill? Jesus Christ. That's what the fucking giant ducky reminded me of. Ooh, I can't do that, dude. Whoa, whoa, okay. I just got turned around. Ooh, wow. Yeah, you actually kind of got a point. There's a lot of fucked up stuff that game kind of makes you do. Oh, I was on the other side of that earlier. Ooh. Here in a minute, I'm going to message my buddy Jordan and tell him, hey man, I'm sorry. I'm going to be just a little bit late. I do need to get through this level because I'm supposed to call him at 7. And it is 6:47. So I got about 13 minutes. You know, that's interesting. I wouldn't have said more duck craziness, but I am glad that you have it. And the reason why I say that is it's the same reason I love the band Tool. That's also the same reason why Tool fans are fucking insufferable. Most of them. I would say I'm not insufferable. I can be. But it's because people take them just a little bit too seriously. They don't want to admit that they're capable of being just goofy and funny and not taking shit seriously all the time. Just being a silly little guy, you know? And I think that being a silly little guy is really, really important because the juxtaposition of silliness with seriousness is what makes the gravity of each heavier. It's the same reason you hear Patsy Cline singing Walking After Midnight while seeing someone viciously murder their next victim in a movie, right? It's that juxtaposition of like, oh, this sweet old country song. Oh shit, he's stabbing her in the face, you know? Like those two things together work really well. And I think that when you have like a really philosophically heavy music, which Tool definitely fucking is, taking the time to just be silly is so important because you can't just have super heavy music and be super heavy thematically all the time without it just being depressing. I'm looking at you, Radiohead. Radiohead was capable of it too. If you go back and watch like the Paranoid Android music video, they're capable of a little bit of silliness too. I actually have to give that to them. But yeah. Super easy to do. Super easy to do, by the way. It depends on how you want to do it. But the easiest way to do it, this kind of cheesy, right? But if you just need a prototype, all you need to do is use labels, rets, I think are what they're called, and images. That's it, right? So you set up a viewport static camera 2D scene, and you literally just create images, and then you assign. Oh, you want the scene in game to be okay? That's different. Yeah. Yeah, because if you just use static images with Area 2Ds, get mouse position, check for click. So you have like an on click event, check if in Area 2D, if in Area 2D, replace image. You see what I'm saying? Super fucking easy to do. You can make a point and click lickety split. Yeah, if you want it, yeah, you can do it just, okay, in that case, then you would just have, yeah, so you would need a player controller. It doesn't matter if it's a kinematic body 2D or a rigid body 2D, but it's probably going to be kinematic because the character body 2D, I hate that they changed the name of that. Why are we calling it character body 2D? It's a kinematic body. That's what it is, because we don't know that it's a character. We could use that kinematic body for all sorts of shit, even like enemies and shit. Or even objects. But anyway, yeah, you would have like a kinematic body 3D. You would attach a camera to it. And then what you would do is you wouldn't have any input for movement, right? You would lock the camera probably to 4 cardinal directions, which is super easy because it could just be array and array, or all else separate, right? This one vector changes. That's it. So it's a vector 3D. One of the vectors, I think it's Y. Wait, X, Y. Yeah, X, Y, Z. I think it's Z actually. I don't remember. I haven't messed with 3D in a while. But yeah, you would literally just be changing the value of the Z axis in most cases, like the X and the Z axis. Anyway, you would set up like 4 cardinal directions for your camera, which would be attached to your kinematic body 2D. And then you would render a scene, and you would pick locations where you want that camera angle to be, right? And then what you can actually put that in code. You can say at this exact X and Y, right, is where the player is, where they're instanced, right? Yeah, the player controller is going to be the weird one. The inventory system is going to be fine. The inventory system, you can literally just have effectively like a list, a dictionary, an array that holds the values of the objects. You can literally make them booleans too. So you could have like a giant array, right? Or an enumerator, say, with a list of objects, right? And then assign those to booleans, whether true or false. If true, it's in the inventory. If false, it's not in the inventory, etc. Yeah, there's a ton of different ways to implement inventory, like a billion ways. Like, I can't really help you with that just because you don't need help with that. The character controller is going to be the thing that's weird, because like if you click at the end of a hall, say, and you want your character to go to that end of the hall, do you want them to just be there? Right? Because you could set it where when this person clicks in this region, change the location of the character controller to this with this direction, like what camera angle. So their rotation and their transform, it's been a minute since I messed with this, are set. But what I would do personally is I would linearly interpolate, to use that fucking phrase again. So it gives you the impression of the character walking in that direction, turning, you know, just linear interpolation. So you pick your 4 cardinal directions, and then whenever they select something that causes them to turn, it will animate the turning from one to the other super smooth. Do you see what I'm saying? And the old Myst-like games do that. If you need help with it, I would gladly help, because I've been wanting to make a point and click in Godot for a while, and I never did. I'd be curious how we differ on shit. Yes, you could do that. You could do that. Yeah, it depends on whether or not you want to mimic movement or not. You do not need to mimic movement at all. And regardless of whether you do... See, the problem with rendering the last frame is you have to grab the last frame and then create a transition from that frame to the new frame. In which case, actually having it rendered around is kind of pointless. You could just go the image route. The image route would solve that. Do you see what I'm saying? Because it would just be opacity. You change to this other image, and then you turn the opacity down. Do you see what I'm saying? And then just the layering of the images will decide what shows. And you could also change their z-axis, because it's a 2D render. Also be way less intensive on CPU if you do it that way. Well, that's fine. Yeah, no, I mean, it should not be difficult to implement at all. You'll definitely figure it out. You're a smart guy. You will definitely figure it out. I have thought a lot about it just because I seriously considered making one once upon a time. I just never did, because I never finish anything, ever. Finishing things? Who does that, really? Not me. What the... Oh, it's a light dude! Oh, a static guy. How you doing, static guy? You look how White Claw tastes. Only people who've drank White Claws know what I mean. Stairs, but we're blocked off. Oh man, I have a feeling this place is big. There's probably a button or something that can be pushed that will open that. He's still there. Another set of stairs also blocked off. Ah, here we go, a path. I wish there was a way to render the static better. Because it's hard to tell that it's staticky. You know what I mean? Like, you can hear it, but you can't see it all that great. Because of the shaders and stuff, I guess. Yeah, the bloom mist, that's... Yep. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, yeah. Bro, are you fucking kidding me? I literally looked left and right, did not look behind. Oh, what I was going to say is if you don't render 3D, you could use AI. I'm not saying that the end game should use AI. I'm saying that if you wanted to prototype, it would be very easy to mass produce a bunch of images for a 2D implementation of a point and click using AI. Just for the prototyping. I don't recommend the end game having that, but if you needed to quickly prototype, it would work. And then you could go back and have somebody or even yourself actually make images properly. Man, I will never get over my ex getting onto me for using the word proper instead of properly, when I know exactly what I mean. I'm describing the images as being proper, not the making of them as being done properly. That's the difference between the adverb and the adjective. But there is this idea that you're like uneducated if you use proper, and that's because people who don't know are using proper as an adverb. You're not supposed to. Adverbs almost always have ly in English. Dude, don't ask me. I don't know why we decided that a whole classification of words needs ly at the end, but we did. That's why writers hate it. Because it's a slippery slope. Right? He succulently and slovenly slobbered down the slippery slope. Slowly. What's up, Crimson? Kind of came at a bad time. I'm going to be finishing here soon. I have to finish here soon. Got to help my friend write a paper tonight. Fuck, I need to message him. Hang on. Give me just a minute or two, period. I'm playing a level one of my viewers made. And when I'm done, I'll message, okay? Question mark. I'll try to make it quick. Period. I don't hate you. I just have a lot of social obligations here lately. Or it seems like. Seems like a really big chunk of my time is like dedicated to other people. I'm gonna be real. It just a lot. Ooh, that is heckin' foggy. One thing about Aptris's levels are they're big. That's fucking big. You can if you want, but you don't have to. Period. I ran to the store earlier because I thought the snow was going to be worse. Period. He messaged... Oh, you have to go to bed? Dude. I am not healthy right now. I'm not, like, trying to bitch either. Life has sucked lately. Holy shit. Aw, I'm Duck. Oh, it's the light post. It's just, dude, it's not... Things are not going super great. In real life, it's a lot of responsibilities. My English professor's being a fucking dick. Oh, hang on. No, it's way too late for an energy drink. Period. Just don't worry about it. I have beer at my place. It's fine. He's trying to be nice. He offered to pay me to help him do this. Are you getting out of here? Have a good night, Crimson. I'll try to visit more in the future. Let me get through this. Yeah, that depends. I actually need to talk to Sluty about that because I have a final exam for a programming course. And that final exam is due Friday, but I don't know when Friday. If it's due at 8 a.m., I have to cancel the stream tomorrow. If it is due at midnight, then we're fine. I'll let you know. I'll check the night, and I'll let you guys know. Dude, I hate that. I don't... Ooh. I keep canceling, but it's just because so much shit is going on in the real world, I can't do much about it, you know? The semester is over. Oh my god, call me bruh. The semester is over as of the 15th, which I think is Friday. So hopefully this won't ever happen again, but I don't know. If I bomb this English course, I'm gonna have to take it all over again, which is fucking stupid. Same. What, one exam and then I'm done. That should be it. That should be all of it, hopefully. Unfortunately, I have a feeling that I'm going to have to last minute drop my English class. Oh, I feel it. I wondered if it was in response to Baby Girl or not. Yeah, I have the best people, don't I? Morineer's in here. Nats is in here. Yeah, Morineer's having some issues with his internship, but it's over, isn't it? Didn't you... Wasn't like that terrible Sunday like the last day? Oh, fuck. Am I lost? Isn't it over now? Are you free? Almost? I thought you were free. Fuck, I thought you were free. Oh, man, I'm sorry. I legit, that's what I was thinking when I messaged you and I was talking about how, like, shitty my situation was, because it was literally shitty. It's another story. But I was thinking, oh, well, it's done. He's having a hard time. Well, it's not his fault. He's just got shitty coworkers. I empathize with that. Yeah, so there's a couple crews, and some of them are... Okay. Where am I going? Over the edge. This looks new. Can't go down that way, damn. Can't go down the center. Open? Yes, let's go! Wait, what? Oh, no. Okay. But it does worry me because I've had shitty coworkers before and it's awful. And it always seems like the jobs where you have the worst coworkers are also the jobs where like you have the best coworkers. And it's like, man, I can't. I'd almost rather that all my coworkers be benign. You know what I mean? But I worked at a restaurant one time where like I had really close friends. The bridge stretches forever, vanishing into the fog. But it's the only way. Whatever you do, don't look down. We heard something move below us. Yeah, I had a job. I worked with this guy, Josh. Fucking amazing dude. But also at the same time, the worst fucking coworkers, chat. The worst. If I fall here, is it a problem? Or is there like stairs that lead down to it? Yeah, what's below here? Was I here earlier? Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Yeah, you definitely got lucky. You will eventually have bad coworkers and you will eventually have bad bosses. Just give it time. It will happen. There's a couple of different things. Like I've learned over time that there's basically 3 ways I judge people I work with. Okay. They're competence, compassion, or just passion, depending on what the field is, and diligence, right? Like if a person is one of those 3, they're fine. Okay, you're hardworking, but maybe not the most competent. Maybe you don't even care that much, but you work hard, right? If you're passionate, but maybe you're not the brightest, maybe you don't work that hard, but you do actually care, okay, I can give you a pass, right? If you get an employee that has 2 of those, or a boss that has 2 of those, you're golden. You're golden if you get 2 of those. Oh, they're competent and passionate, but maybe they're just a little lazy. Fuck, who cares, man? Because they know what they're doing. They're fine. If you somehow get the magical unicorn that is all 3, congratulations. But no, in my experience, the thing that is the 2 that are, they're all bad. I was like, in my experience, it's usually passion people are lacking in. They just don't care. But they kind of spitballs. Oh, what the fuck is that? No, I don't want to go into Yogg-Sothoth's badge, man. I'm good. can't believe I said that out loud. I know my neighbor heard me say that. I think my neighbor thinks I'm weird. I think my neighbor thinks that I'm just talking to myself all day. He works for, he's like, oh God, an event technician for a theater. He's done it a couple places at this point, I think. Actually, kind of a fucking really cool job, to be honest. But, yeah, unfortunately, different crews, man, I'm telling you. For real. Yeah, if he somehow manages to go through his entire life enjoying all of his coworkers, my mind would be blown. Dude, the council has fucking judged me. It's over, chat. It's over. They have found me wanting. I am about to be sacrificed to Quackthulu. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I missed 5 ducks. What's up, Static Man? Oh no, not this again. Oh no, it's sucking me, Chad. It's sucking me. I didn't want to be sucked. Stop sucking me. Oh, this is fucking fire. Holy shit, let's go. What is that? Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. God, flashbacks to the movie Contact. Wait, what are we clipping? Is that an eyeball? Mwah. I can't do Donald Duck, or I would try. The fucking quack! The fucking quack! In before the quack, chat. I'll play that level again sometime soon to explore it a little further, but I I got to be getting off here, chat, to help my friend with the homework things. I love you guys, though. Dude, I'm telling you, hang on, before I get off, one last thing. The Soogawndeese Republic, you should look into this, Crimson. They speak primarily French here. You ever heard of the Soogawndeese? The Republique Soogawndeese? It's in Africa, but that's why they speak primarily French. Yeah, so the country's border on the north reaches deep into the middle of the Sahara Desert. While the country's southern part, where the majority of inhabitants live, features the Niger and Senegal rivers. Yeah, they have a capital called Fugma. Unfortunately, they have like this terrible disease called ligma that's deadly. It's killing people. But they thankfully have this ritual they call bofa that helps, apparently, with the disease. I wonder how long before... No, this isn't real. This isn't real, chat. No. Soogawndeese nuts! It's the joke. It's a joke, Crimson. It's a joke. It's a play on Soogawndeese. Yeah, dude. The fact that they have a ritual called Bofa to contend with a deadly a disease endemic to the region called ligma should tell you that this is not real. I love that someone added the capital as Fugma, though. So, it's a play on their fucking currency is called Bofa. West African Bofa. Yeah, no, it's just a joke. Oh man, I gotta get off here, boys. I don't even want to know. She probably just talked massive shit in French. Oh god, me right now. I'm just gonna start having like really fucking weird wallpapers all the time. I like it. It makes me happy. Yeah, let me get through Metro and stuff and get things kind of figured out. Life has not calmed down at all. There's so much shit going on all the time. Dudes be like, my Spotify rap sucks. Motherfucker, you listen to the music. That's not fair for me though, because most of the music I've listened to on Spotify was recommends. I spent more time listening to recommends on Spotify than my own music by like a lot. If you look at like my YouTube suggested songs, that's much closer to what I actually listen to. Which here lately has been like a weird mix of stuff. I listened to Tool's Lateralus album today while cleaning up around the house. It's way too small. Way too small. You need one just a little bit bigger. The problem with this image is that it is so small that if I did blow it up, you wouldn't be able to tell really what it was. Hang on. Oh, that sucks that they have it set up like that. Hang on. What did I just open? Was that GIMP? Yeah, it was. Okay. Listen, boys, I really do got to get off here. Okay, that actually looked good. That last bit, this is just going to make me angry. It's just going to make me angry. Send that to Crimson's husband. He will lose his mind. Wait. Do you guys want to know like a weird... Nope, not. Sorry, man. You'll have to share it in Discord or wait till next stream. Image, hang on. Image... Scale image. So width is bigger, so we'll set it to what is it, 2560. They are linked, right? Oh no, so this has got to be made 1440. There we go. Scale. There we are. Oh no, hang on. The problem is it needs to be nearest. Yeah, linear. Yeah, linear, I think, is what it would be called. Yeah, so that you get the real fucked up pixelization in there. We don't need it smooth. Okay, and then file. Yeah, overwrite the original image. Good. And then set as desktop. Where is it? I thought it was in here. Is it because... It might be because it's a fucking web. Hang on. A wet at... I mean, hang on, chat. We're doing this as the last thing. Export as. Select file type. And we're going to... Let's do C source code. No. We'll make it a GIF image export. Force it to have 256 colors. Make it even worse. Okay, and now can I set this as background? Yes. New wallpaper, chat. Got it. What do you mean you can't make GIFs wallpaper? Get a fucking better operating system, bro. Living in Linux land so long you forgot.
Steam sale! Titanfall 2 is $3 on Steam!
Titanfall 2 is $3 on Steam!
Jesus Christ, that was so loud.
Yay!
We need to play Titanfall 2!
Yo, anybody got $3?
Man, what the fuck are you, broke? Titanfall, 2.
Hey, come on, let's go, let's go!
$3 fucking
Hey, it's already installed.
Yeah, that's so fair, though. The already installed. Erect probe signifying high testosterone, broad shoulders, hunter eyes, prominent cheekbones, mewing. Oh my god. Wait, there's more to this image. Ashamed probe, slouching, prey eye, weak facial structure, slacking jaw, Eurocell status mod. No. Listen.
Capsule incoming! Incoming! When? Off to visit your mother? Fast train! Magnificent!
All right, I'm out. Have a good night, everybody. I will let you guys know tonight. I will actually, I can check Chrome right now. Hang on. Let me check and see when that is due. Technically, I probably don't even need to do it. No, ad block. Maintenance details, Saturday, December 21st, whatever. Courses. CIT 143. Let me see when this exam is. It's due noon. It's due at noon on Friday. So, yeah, I think I'm going to have to cancel tomorrow, Crims, if you're still in here. I hate that. Can we do Friday? Would Friday be doable? I messaged Sluty. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. But yeah, I'll let you guys know in Discord.